Today I would like to demonstrate our new product auto-filing, available for Opera 3, Opera 3 SQL and Opera 3 SQL SE. Auto-filing is a document management solution to enable Opera users the ability to scan, store and retrieve any document or file using auto-filing within Opera and SharePoint on the cloud. Auto-filing gives you the ability to capture documents and file them dynamically to SharePoint for company collaboration and automated workflows. Whether you simply want to store digitally and centralize your documents or need full automation within your business for processing paperwork, auto-filing with SharePoint has the functionality to achieve the workflows required. So now to demonstrate the product, I'm going to launch my Opera 3 SQL SE. And here within SQL SE, I will be clicking on Processing and Purchase. And here is the Carter's supplier record. Now within here, under the Action button, we have added the new product auto-filing with the option of Capture and Retrieve. By clicking on Capture, we have the ability to either dynamically scan and capture an image, or via File Explorer, add files and navigate to the relevant folder where my documents are being held. Here we can see a supplier certificate, and I'm going to now open that and attach it to my Carter's record. So here, just to check that it is the correct file, I can view, and we can see that it is in fact the supplier certificate that I require. So now that I'm happy with that attachment, I can commit and store that image against the Carter's supplier record. You can see here there's a visual icon to show me that the account has documents. I can also, by double clicking on current balance on the transactions, see the individual invoices and notice that we can store to the transaction, and we can again see a visual cue here of the fact that there is documents behind this invoice. So by double clicking on the icon, it will launch for me SharePoint and take me straight to the Orion Vehicle Leasing Pegasus library. Here we can see the item that's stored against that transaction, and by clicking on that item I can view the information and see the actual invoice. We can see further down the properties against this transaction, and here we have the code of CAR 0001, which is the account number, the description Carter's Limited, and the reference, which is the invoice number transaction. So if I launch back out into my Opera, if I come down to the bottom, I'm going to now click to this transaction and hit Action, Auto-Filing and Capture. Now I'm going to capture via the scanner. So by clicking on the scanner, it will show me my scanners, and I can highlight that scanner and start scan. This will then acquire the data from the scanner and give me my document for me to attach. So here we can see the scanned invoice has been successfully scanned, so I'm going to say OK to that. And here I can add a reference, and in here I'm going to put ref2. I can also attach other images within this scan. So now I'm going to say commit, and that will file that image against the transaction within Carter's. So here we have the original invoice 115, and here we have the new 7787 with a visual image there that an image is in fact attached. So By clicking on Action and Auto Filing, we have the option to retrieve, and it launches and shows me the items attached to the Carter's record. So here we can see the item we just uploaded via the File Explorer, and if I click on there and view the information, we can see that certificate that we scanned and the relevant filing indexes. Looking back at the transactions, if I come to the last item and double click on the document icon, we can see the invoice I scanned with my scanner. And by clicking on information, there is the image of the invoice with the relevant information, including Ref2. One way of filing documents, other than just launching from Opera, is within SharePoint, we could in fact, against the company Orion vehicle, do a search. And in here, if I put Ref2, it finds that transaction we scanned with that additional reference. Another addition to auto-filing is the ability for existing Pegasus document management users to convert documents from that database to the auto-filing platform via a utility that will bring across all your files into auto-filing, thereby keeping your digital filing cabinets neat and tidy. Here I have loaded the document management conversion routine, and I simply in System DBC identify the folder that holds my Pegasus Opera. So here I'll come down and call up Pegasus, and in here server VFP system and point to my DBC file. Now that I have that, I can identify the company I wish to bring across the data from, and I've just to then identify my SQL instance. We now have the option of a test run or a live run. Here I'm going to do a live run, and if I untick the test run and convert docs, it will then read the database and convert and bring across to SharePoint and auto-filing the documents that exist. So now we have 8 documents successfully brought across. I can then, if I close this, launch auto-filing and retrieve. And if I now just look at Pegasus Orion and call up the purchase ledger, we can see other items, and those being the ones that we brought across from document management. And if I view that item, we can see the data and the references that have been created through the utility. That concludes the demonstration. Thank you for your time and goodbye.